And we are going. What is going on with everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon right now, giving it to you real raw, rugged. And I got somebody on the line right now, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Who we got here today?
Kush God Smoke Dizzle.
Hey, man. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. As you see, I got, got my kid back here. He's going crazy.
I see.
I'm fucking, just working, bro.
how's life with kids in Corona? I would imagine it's a little different. You got kids probably want to go outside and touch things or whatever. Is it like being a father? Have you had like more responsibility onto you?
I mean, my kids they're old enough to know what's happening, so they don't really want to indulge and put themselves in harm's way. And, it's three of them, so they all got each other. So it's, to go out. Obviously, you can go outside if you're wearing a mask. It's not really no playing around with other kids and doing other shit like that. But they pretty much, they pretty much is over the whole shit. So they their own show.
No, I feel you. I guess to kind of take a little step back and talk about how I even first found you. You're tied to like a lot of my favorite rappers of all time, and that's how I came in contact with you. So first time I ever heard you was the first time I ever heard this nigga as well. I'm on live mixtapes, and they keep promoting this mixtape. I'm like, I don't know who the hell this nigga is, but he must have goddamn paid them some good ass money because live mixtapes keep suggesting me this nigga. I like never heard this nigga day in my life. So I press play and I'm listening to this nigga album or mixtape. I'm like, damn, this nigga sound country as hell. And then I get to the song called No Wheaties, and then I hear Currency. I'm like, I know who that is. I don't know who Smoke Diz is. I still know who Big Crit is. I listen to this whole album. It's an amazing album. But that song specifically, with a couple other songs, one of my favorites on that album. Just because three of you just mesh on that beat so perfect. All of y'all some like just calm niggas. Currency, he a cool nigga. You a cool. You came with the raw, and I'm like, all right, this gonna be hard. And ever since, I've been tapped in with you. And hey, man, I feel like you're one of the more underappreciated artists in our game right now, bro.
Love, bro. That's love.
How did that come about? Like that feature? Because like I said, I would imagine not a lot of people knew who Crit was. So how did you even get tapped in with him? Was that through cinematic?
Yeah, I mean, I knew of it maybe 2 years before that record even happened. When Shipes was able to get in contact with him and act business with him, um, and I was always around him. I mean, I was mainly every artist at the beginning that Shipes signed. I was always his wingman, and not only an artist on the label, but somebody that helped build the bricks of the structure to that label. So me and Crit clicked immediately because we were so much in a lot of ways, and that was like both of our times learning and getting hot on the internet. That was a whole new experience for us at that time.
Interesting thing about you, I could be wrong, but I know a lot of New York niggas, and a lot of New York niggas, when they come to the South and like mingle with Southern niggas, sometimes it could be like a culture clash, and they'd be like, what's going on here? You seem like a type of person you can kind of goddamn go to Guam or something, and you cool with the Guam niggas or whatever. Is that something like in your upbringing where you was just a lot of coaches were around you? Is that just your cool personality? You think?
I'm a chameleon. I mean, it's literally what you said. Like, I go to the NO, I go to New Orleans. I'm a New Orleans nigga. I'm with all the New Orleans niggas. I never lose who I am.
Mm.
Like, they know I'm a New York nigga. But at the same time, I got so much genuine love in all these places that I don't find any problem blending in. Yeah, when I was in Mississippi and Meridian with Crit, I was mingling with everybody in Meridian. You know what I mean? And mingling with everybody in Jackson. You know what I mean? If I'm in Pittsburgh, or I got a lot of Pittsburgh niggas. You feel me? Like I'm all over. So it never was a problem for me to mingle in these places and be friends with these people because I'm a universal nigga. You know what I mean? So it's not really ancient for me to be in the loops and be cool with these guys because like-minded people always find a way to hang out. And That's really what it is. My whole circle that's been remaining my circle, you know, we all like-minded brothers, so that's why we click.
I think the thing about you, the way you say when you go to Mississippi and NO, you still remain yourself, and I feel like that translates to the music because I'm a Florida nigga. I'm from Jacksonville, and it's not a lot of New York niggas been playing Jacksonville at all. And I would say you're one of the people that I hear from time to time. Where I'm like, is that nigga listen to Smoke Dizza? I'm like, that's random.
Jacksonville, man, I love Jacksonville. For one, Jacksonville's probably the gangsters places in the world.
It's a fact.
Not just Florida. But you know, the fact that niggas is tuned in out there, I'm not surprised because I love Florida. And I got a lot of love out. But Jacksonville itself, you know what I mean? That's a dangerous place, man. You know what I mean? So that's ill.
That's funny. I was talking to somebody, I forget, it was some white person, and it was like, oh yeah, Jacksonville Jaguars out there. I was like, yeah, it sounds like a funny place. I was like, yeah, fun if you want to get your ass shot, nigga. You see how fun this shit is, but no, that's a fact, and I guess the probably what a year or two after that Crip project came out, like I said, I was tapped in with you. I'm listening to one of your tapes, and to go back to saying you tied with some of my favorite rappers, one of my favorite rappers of all time, I think arguably has their best feature on one of your tapes. Now, before I even say the rapper, I'm curious if you know who I'm talking about. Like, it's a crazy feature. Like, nigga was rapping his ass off.
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. So I'm curious if you feel about that feature, how I feel about that feature, because I feel like he was in a different type of bag.
Crazy. He went crazy. I mean, that I always loved that. That was on the first Smokers Club show, South by Southwest, 2009. Um, he's always been an amazing talent. I'm happy that you know, I'm happy that we worked. And that, anytime I bump into him, it's always fucking super love guy. And yeah, he definitely fucking went crazy on that. We got a few records, so that's cool.
Really? I feel like that's the only one I know about.
Rolling Stone called Ball Game.
He is on Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
He is on Rolling Stone. You're right. You're right. Yeah, y'all. I feel like it's certain people with you and him. I don't even remember the song Rolling Stone, but I remember like seeing his name on there before. But I feel like there's certain people when you collab with them, you have like I don't know. It's something. You just must be a cool ass nigga, bro. I feel like when niggas get on these songs with you, they be like, man, I gotta do my best for Smoke, bro. Because I feel like my favorite collaborator with you is BJ Chicago Kid. I feel like you niggas got some damn LeBron Kyrie energy, bro.
We got good chemistry, bro. Like BJ, it's funny because me and BJ is friends. Like
Makes
that's
sense.
I haven't spoken to him in a little while, so that reminds me. After I get off with you, I'm probably gonna FaceTime him
For sure.
just to know what's up with him. But we're really friends. So when we do those records, 9 times out of 10 we together when we do the records, and he knows we have conversations, so he knows how I feel. So you know, a lot of these records, and just giving him the direction to just do whatever he does after he hears my shit, we have that respect for each other as artists. That's somebody else that I've been rocking with before. You know what I mean? He was situated. Yeah, man.
It's crazy because, like I said, I feel like you're one of the more underappreciated rappers. I feel like he's one of the more underappreciated R&B singers. Like he could really sing. Like that nigga sing like his mom ain't let him lead a church. Like that nigga be singing.
He is the definition of R&B, bro. You know what I mean? Like when you think of R&B, you think of cats like Johnny Gill. You think of cats like Usher.
Yeah.
Even Chris Brown. You know what I mean? That's R&B. Even
Yeah.
though you know he dabble and dabble. But BJ is R&B soul. You feel me? Like his shit is real singing with an A. You know what I mean? So I agree.
And I think it works so much because you a lot of times rap over soul samples or you rapping over just soulful beats. So you working with somebody like Pete Rock who known for, chopping up samples or whatever. So I feel like that's such a thing for you. And you've been that consistently since I first heard you to now on the new tape. Like a song like this like the intro with Jim Jones and Cameron on there if I'm not mistaken. Crazy. You got Jack Harlow rapping over like these soulful beats. The 143 song is personally my favorite right now. That's the one I can't stop playing. That's the one. You like that too? That's the that's the one.
Video coming for that everybody's gonna appreciate.
Really.
I love the video for sure. It's
Who
a lot
produced
of
that?
Sap.
Sap.
He did a bunch of shit on Victory Lap. He did shit, man. Sap is all over the place, man. He did a lot of your favorite records, I'm sure. Look him up.
Is that the? Maybe I'm confusing songs, but no, I think this was the. I'm gonna save that because you had a victory lap bar recently, if I'm not mistaken, right?
On that song.
Oh, is that song? Okay, I thought so. I thought so. You said you still cry when you hear
Oh,
Nip verses.
that's one. That's on West Side Gun
Okay,
shit.
I thought so. I thought so. That's why I say I'm gonna say that one. I thought so.
Who
I
made
thought so.
that? My brother, man.
No,
Love that nigga.
I definitely want to.
Air likes.
My fault. What you said?
I said shout out to my brother West Side Gun. That's another one of my air likes right there. You know what I mean? Who made the sunshine out right now?
I'm gonna definitely get to that because it's a lot of things I want to say about that song, but I want to focus on Homegrown real quick so I don't get lost. Just listening to it, it's like I don't know, man. First of all, Jim Jones, I've always felt like people underestimated Jim Jones as well, but recently Jim Jones, he been in a different bag. Like the album he put out last year with Heatmakers. I interviewed Heatmakers last year. Shout out to Arsonist. There he's different. And then Jim Jones, I feel like he done found his second like wind almost. Like he's like it's not I'm not saying like he fell off or anything, but I feel like he's like kind of in the second prime almost. Like the way he rapping is different.
It's in a pocket.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's from fucking rapping and rapping and rapping and rapping at a high level with high level Nick and him being one himself. It then went crazy on my shit.
He went crazy. Him, you got Cameron.
Crazy. You know what I mean? They gave me vintage them,
Yeah.
which I appreciate even more. It wasn't no rest on no bars. You know what I mean? So, word.
Like I said, I feel like everything with you, even when people like get back in their bag, is either them vintage selves or you just give a vintage feeling. You got the Eric B and Rakim poster in the bag. Even the was it Don't Smoke Crack Rock, that got a vintage feel to it. Like would
Oh,
you?
right. You know, it's like that because Dapper Dan styled both of the covers.
Really? I didn't know that.
Rakim, that's Dapper Dan Gucci. You know what I mean? And he styled me and Pete, so that's the significance of that.
That's hard. So would you say you have an affinity for that time period?
Of course, I mean, the time I really loved the most is the time I fell in love with rap. I want to say from like '94 to like 2000, right? So when I learned my most mechanics as far as the base of what I like and who I am by the artists I listen to. Every artist that inspired me is on my wall. So first album I ever bought was Doggy Style. Ironically, I didn't start smoking till way later on in my life. The first rap I ever admired and mirrored their raps was Biggie Smalls, and Jay Z, both 1A and 1B. And then Big L, King, Ghostface, Dre. These are people that inspired me. You know what I mean? People that crafted, so to speak, of or actually crafted what I want to sound like. All of those guys together. Tupac, Machiavelli, you know what I mean? Nas, not even Illmatic, Stillmatic, shit like that. Those my favorite albums from my favorite artists, and those are the people that inspired me. So that's the capsule, the time that I'm inspired by, from like '94 to 2000.
Nah, them definitely the legends, and within that, you named my favorite rapper of all time, like my absolute number one, which is Ghostface. Ghostface is my number one, and it's funny you bring him up because there's a song of Supreme Clientele called "Stroke of Death." It has one of the most ridiculous beats. It's like a record scratching, and it's like a very just like insane beat to even think to rap over. And I bring that up because that Frank Murphy beat reminds me of the Stroke of Death beat. I don't know how any human would be like, oh, I'm gonna catch this flow. I don't even know how you thought of that. So I want to know your approach specifically to that beat.
You know, I can't even tell you what my approach was because I'm so wired to rapping. I could rap over anything, and I could the tempo. in my mind and a piece of the beat that I'm rapping to per se that I can't really even articulate how I do it. Because if I could articulate how I do it, I would fucking mechanically make a whole bunch of artists that could do this shit. It's something that's just in me. Um, I don't know. It's such an abstract beat, but it's still moving with the rhythm.
Mm.
So it's not hard to catch. It's still 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You know what I mean? So it's a loop. You know what I mean? And I felt like I could have went many different ways if I wanted to find different pockets, different flows on that. But it was a record. Well, I want to say like 8 people or some shit like that. It
A
was
lot
a
of people
bunch
on
of
there. Yeah.
fiddles on there. So I'm like, I'm here to show. I'm not here to play. It's gonna take you about 4 minutes to get to me. So once you get to me, you know what I mean. Just know I'm about to show up. So that's all that was.
Nah, you definitely did your thing because that beat, it's like I said, it's very different type of beat. So for you to even come the way you did, I definitely gotta give you credit for that. Also, I'm very curious the Sean Kingston thing. I just peeped that. That's you got credits on that?
Yeah, I wrote 4 records on there.
Really?
Yeah,
Do people know that? Like, is that like a thing like everybody knows, or am I late to the party?
might be a little late to the party.
I'm a little late to the party.
I mean, I'm not somebody that like. I mean, to speak about it is just when I'm speaking of my journey because I feel like in society, so many people has taken it as disrespect when artists speak about it.
Yeah,
I don't say it's taboo because I feel like how would people know to check for me in that light if it's not spoken of,
yeah,
right? However, even though that's not what I'm pursuing to do because that's such a tedious job, um, helping, but this is I want to fucking what over 10 years ago for sure, damn near 15 years ago. Sean was 15. Um, he was 15 in the grown person game, and I was somebody that was older, not that much older, but older. Like might have been like 21, 22 when I did this. You know, that was my first shot. Just like this was his first shot coming out. Um, Shit, it worked. Beautiful girls come out of it. I didn't write that record. I wish I did. But he went a whole nother angle. As for when I started working with Sean, Sean was rapping with patois in the raps.
mm,
He scored beautiful girls because we always seen glimpses of that artist, the
yeah.
beautiful girls. That we all came to terms that okay, well this is the hit, so this should be his sound. That shit worked. So fucking hundreds, thousands of fucking records and millions of singles and Sean Kingston, world renowned, still a high streaming artist to this day.
Shout out Sean Kingston, man. Big
Yeah,
shout out
shout out.
Sean Kingston, man. Yeah, like I said, you're a person. You've worked with a lot of people. You did a lot of things. There's only one thing that I personally want you to go fully into that you haven't, but I can see you doing it a couple more years. I want to see more, just black people in general, but rappers who are interested in this. I want to see y'all more in the wrestling world because I know you're a wrestling fan, and there's so many just trash ideas out there that get thrown out and put on TV. I'm like, I don't know who passed this, but if there were some young black people that's got some good ideas and was actually put on like board, I feel like y'all could do wonders. I don't know if that's anything you ever thought about before, but I would definitely want to see that.
I would love to be a part of a writing team for any organization.
Mm.
Um, and no, that's not something that I primarily thought of per se. However, it's definitely something that I would explore if I had the opportunity to explore. Um, my love for wrestling is far more deeper than me just watching Monday Night Raw on a Monday. Like I really know what's going on. Get out of here, boy. what's going on. And I got a lot of friends in the business too. Like this is crazy. Like my whole room is dedicated to rap and wrestling.
Mm.
Even WrestleFest arcade in front of me and all my little action figures and all this shit. It's just like that's who I am. You know what I mean? So I, I will be honored to have a spot on the board. I hope that happens one day. Maybe we manifested that in this conversation. But that would be tight.
Hey man, you know AEW in Jacksonville, man. I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, get them boys a call
Yeah,
or some shit, man.
you know, I got a lot of friends in AEW, man.
Really?
Like Santana, from the inner circle, Santana Ortiz. They both follow me on Twitter. Sammy Guevara, my man Lance Hoyt. You know, it's just a few people in AEW. Private Party,
Mm.
Isaiah Cassidy.
They from New York, ain't they?
Yeah, I think so. It's a few people that follow me, and then you know in WWE, you know, it's a few people that check for me there too. Like Big E. I was talking to Big E the other day on text. That's my guy. Finn Balor. You know, somebody else that checked for me, that fucks with me. Xavier Woods. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of other guys that's in there. But you know, maybe one day I get that look.
Before we get off of this, I just have to bring this up because you just brought his name up. I thought it was the oddest thing when I seen years ago Finn Balor with Westside. I'm like, I don't know why them two are together. And then I seen he was a hip hop fan. That threw me off. I don't know if that took you for a curve the way it did. Like when you first found out he was probably like a fan of yours, but that's something I just would have never expected.
I actually met him at a fucking WWE 2K event.
Mm.
He started following me on Twitter. How I knew that he fucked with me, and we was DMing him. He was quoting some of my lyrics, and I was just like, oh shit. Then I met him at a WWE 2K event, and he was mad excited. You know what I mean? Like I was just ill. And anytime I went to a live event, he would come out. You know what I mean? He will always be loved. Enzo Amari is one of my best friends. You know what
Really?
I mean? Spoke to him a few hours ago. Talk to him every other day. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a lot of people that I fuck with in the business that, you know, would be cool if I got a shot.
Well, before we get out of here, because I know you're pretty busy, man, I do want to get in my Finn Balor bag and talk about my favorite song of all time by you. This is a song I feel like nobody probably ever says their favorite song, but Jigga Flow, that
Mm-hmm.
also is one of my favorite beats. That's a Ski Beats beat. I interviewed him, and he talked about making that beat. And now that I know about the process of the beat, I have to know about the process of that song because I know it's like a concept with Jay-Z bars or whatever, but the way that you floated and then them floated is just shit's great. That shit's great.
You know, I feel like I recorded that shit with Ski because Ski would make a lot of beats in front of me.
Mm.
Maybe 90% of what you ever heard me and Ski do, it was him making a beat in front of me and me saying, "Take that out, you know, leave." But I don't know, man. Like you know who I'm inspired by, so you know it's not really far fetched for me to take those pockets sometimes, especially you know with somebody that has the lineage of working with the person that I admire.
Yeah.
Kind of forces you in that pocket sometimes, subconscious.
So
That
I was about to say, so was it like, did you go in saying this is finna be like a Jay Z type song, or did it just turn into that?
I just be going, bro. I just go and you know I put the pieces together as I'm putting the pieces together. I never have something in mind where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this type of song. I'm going to the studio with a clear canvas, and however I'm feeling that day is how I'm giving it up. So right now, you know what I mean. If you hear my music, it'll take you in mad different moods.
Mm.
And even if you listen to the content deep enough, you know, not even to be deep in decoding things, people could see where my mind state is at, you know, in certain records. So, yeah, I don't really ever have a structure at the beginning to know what I'm going to do. I just know I'm going to do some hot shit. And I'm gonna go get my juice.
What's up, man? I appreciate you sitting down. I don't know if there's anything else you gotta say for the people watching, but if so, let it be known, man.
Shit, man. Keep listening, keep streaming, keep supporting. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Buy Homegrown, Scream Homegrown right now. It's my most important album to date for many reasons. Sonically, lyrically, rollout. Everything about this project is important. Everything about it is special. Support it, stream it, cop it. Fuck your boy.
For the people watching right now, go stream Homegrown 50 times, and after that, go listen to Jigga Flow, and then you'll also be amazed at that. And hey, until next time, for everybody watching, I appreciate you, and I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play, and y'all holla at your boy.